Welcome. I'm really excited today to show you how to make a do-it-yourself paper card with a fluttering butterfly adapted from jennifermaker.com. Let me just show you really quick what we're going to make. This is a little card that when you open it, the butterfly flutters inside. It was made using a Cricut, so if you have a Cricut at home, you can go ahead and go to jennifermaker.com and you can make more of them. So let's get started and look at what's in your kits. Okay, to start, you want to make sure that you're protecting your work surface, as always, because we are working with glue. Although it is washable, it's always best to protect your work surface. This is what's included in your kit. You have the two veined butterfly pieces, one with a solid and one with cutouts. You have two white rectangle pieces, an assortment of different sized butterfly cutouts, two solid wing pieces, and then the solid rectangle that has the little butterfly cutouts. You also have two types of glue. You have a regular glue stick, and then you have a very fine tip glue. So what we're going to start with is the veined butterfly pieces and the two white rectangles. So you can put everything else aside. To start, you want to make sure that your pieces are laid out like this, so that the wings are facing each other and the cutout piece is on the right-hand side. Now the first thing you want to do is just give a quick inspection of your butterfly pieces. These were made with a Cricut, and all of these little cutout pieces, I did try to poke them out for you, but I may have missed one or two. I do see that I missed one. So if you see one of those, you can just gently poke it out with a pencil or tweezers or something like that. You may also discover that you have one of these very fine vein pieces that tore. Don't worry about that because we're going to be gluing those down, so it should not make a difference once it's glued. So again, make sure that your pieces are like this with the wings together and the piece with the cutouts on this side. I'm going to start with the glue stick and the solid piece. Spread glue all over this piece up to the body. Take your rectangle I like to flip it over at this point just to make sure. You want to line up that edge right up with the white. And then just sort of eyeball the distance here. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just sort of equidistant. And then I like to flip it back over so that I don't make mistakes. I'm going to do this side. Okay, go ahead and cap your glue stick. Next, we're going to be working with our fine tip glue. And the solid wing pieces. Take these and flip them over. Now the wing pieces are facing the back. You want to make sure that you're working on the correct side so that you don't end up making a mistake like I did and making two pieces that are not compatible. So make sure you're turning them over at the same time. So this glue stick, glue pen, has a little cap that just pops right off that covers the pen tip. Just put that aside. You'll want to put it back on later when you're done using the pen. Now this glue, you do not have to press hard. It just draws, just like a regular pen. You'll see that it turns a bluish color when it comes out of the pen. And it does dry quickly, so we're going to work in smaller sections. I'm going to work on the bottom of the wing first and do this whole section here, and then we'll do the top. But you can see that it still stays tacky after it's dried, so you don't have to work crazy quick. And you do not have to get every little tiny bit. Just try to hit the major points. The edges are the most important. Try to get a few of these veins, but you do not have to get these little teeny tiny things. They're going to stay down anyway. Do the same thing with this side. Okay. Next, you'll need your solid piece with the butterfly cutouts on the left-hand side. Just fold this in half. You're going to take your butterflies and gently fold them right at the spot where the body meets the white. Fold it over. Going to put your pieces together, just like that. You can start to see how the butterfly is going to flutter. So go ahead and close your card like this. You want to make sure that your wings, move this up a little bit. So you want to make sure that when you glue this down, that you're not gluing them so far apart that the butterfly can't flutter. You don't want to do it right up against each other. So you probably want about this much space all the way around. It'll be a little bit less on the top and bottom, but you want it to be a little bit wider here, because then when you close it, your butterfly wings don't poke out. I did do one where when I close it, my butterfly wings poke out because I glued it a little bit too close to the edge on the outside. So you want to make sure that they're about even on the inside and the outside edges. So you can see I have quite a bit of space, almost a whole finger width here. But I have very little bit on this edge. So you just want to make sure that your edges are pretty even. That'll keep your butterfly from sticking out the edge. I'm going to glue one side at a time. I'm going to glue this side first. I just want to lay it out, get my glue stick, put glue all over the whole thing. So again, just kind of center your butterfly over that line and then just adjust as needed before you press it down. Not too close to that edge. That works. Now with this side, I'm just going to grab my little envelope here. I'm going to put it in between the wings and the card so that I don't get glue accidentally on the butterfly. Now you can see on the outside, you have the black butterflies, and then you open it up and you have a 3D butterfly that flutters. Now, if your card edge is sticking up a little bit here, just use your pen to just slip right under the edge and give it a little extra glue there. Sometimes the glue sticks, the glue dries a little bit faster than we're ready for. So yeah, just fix any little loose edges with that glue pen. Works great for that. Now, what to do with all of these little guys? You have a few options for this. You can choose to leave your card exactly like it is. It looks very cool like this. You can write a message on this side. It looks pretty on the outside. What I did with mine was I used some of these smaller butterflies inside of a slightly larger one to give it a little bit of extra dimension. And then on the inside, I added a couple little ones here and here so I can still write a message underneath if I want to. But I also added some dimension. I only glued down the body section. So let me show you really quick how I did that. Show you on my pink card here. So I used the pen for this one. Just the body. And then I put it where I want it on my card. Just hold it down for a few seconds. Press it down. And then I just held it down right at the body and I lifted up the wing. And then I am going to do that same thing on the other side. Hold down the body, lift up the wing. And so now I have a little three-dimensional butterfly here in the corner. And then you can add some more. You could also choose to mix it up and do only a half dimension, so just color one whole wing, leave the other wing undone, put him up in this corner, and then just fold up the one side a little bit and make it a little bit angled. So I think I'm going to finish up my card with a couple of the dimensional ones like this, and then we'll see what it looks like. So there, that's a great card for giving to someone for Mother's Day, their birthday, or just because. So I have some left over. You can use those for whatever you want to. Don't feel like you have to use all of them. So I think that these turned out really cool, and I hope that yours turned out just as nice. Let us know what you made. We want to see pictures of it, of course. I always like to see how the colors match up together, and I want to see your creativity. Did you do these on the front? Did your butterfly flutter? What was the reaction of the person that you gave it to, or did you just display it in your house? I would love to know. Let us know at info@trpld.org or on our social media. Thank you and happy crafting!